actually starts recording. My Wi-Fi is just not having it right now, so that's also that's super fun. It's like just spinning in a circle, but it'll be fine. But I'm just gonna have Courtney unmute herself and just share her story with us, and then we will just kind of go into questions from there. So, okay, I think you're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna unmute me while I was like singing. And that would have been really funny. You guys would have heard my amazing singing voice. But hi, I'm Courtney VanAuken. I am a presidential diamond with the company. I've been in this business for 3.5 years, which is insane to even say out loud. Like, it's crazy that this is the longest job I've ever had. So every time I say that, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm coming up on 4 years in January. So I started January 2017. I literally saw a post on Facebook about a cleanse, which it's funny because everyone's in the comments over here talking about the cleanse they see on your desk, Cheyenne. So thanks for having me on. The cleanse is literally how I started, which is funny. She did not know that, guys. And this girl, Melissa, posted about the cleanse. I messaged her, I bought it, and then it was like an hour later maybe. And I remember it was Martin Luther King Jr. Day. I had work the next day. It was a Monday. I was off. And I loved having like that 3-day weekend off from my corporate job. And she was talking about how she did a business completely from her phone. I had no idea really what it was besides the cleanse. And she was in Thailand like earlier that year, and she had pictures of the elephants, and she was traveling, and I love to travel. So I actually studied abroad in college in Spain, and I like caught that travel bug. So ever since then, I travel all the time. So I've always planned like international vacations mainly. I never really did the US thing until later this year, which I'll talk about in a second. But I caught it, and she was in Thailand working from her phone. I was like, what? That's possible? I had no idea. From the time I was like young, I knew I had to go to college to get a good job, to get a high salary. That's all. I didn't even know like what I wanted to do. I went into the finance career field and worked in finance because I heard that's where the money was. I didn't even like it. I hated it actually, but I did the thing that was supposed to be normal. And we're going to talk a little bit about like self-doubt and stuff like that tonight, and trying to like go against the status quo, right, with building this business. But I was building, I saw she was doing this, and I was like, how's that even possible? I'm going to give this a shot. She added me on Facebook, I think like 3 months beforehand. We finally figured out she added me from a group on Facebook. So that's why we tell you guys to grow your network every day. You can add me one day. Like, just think about that every time you're adding and growing your network. You could add your next presidential diamond. So I started talking to her. I joined the business. I went Ruby my first month and a half, went Emerald. And then I stayed at Emerald because I was comfortable with it, with a part-time gig. I quit some of my side gigs. I was working full-time, and I was also getting my master's degree. So I had like the full plate, like super busy. I could use all the excuse about being busy and not being able to be successful. But I didn't let that stop me because I caught that vision quick when I saw she was doing this full-time from her phone. So within that next year, I went diamond. Then I went double diamond the month right after, sat there for a year, went triple, sat there for a year, went presidential. So in between, I've had a lot of like up and downs, a lot of like growth process, which I definitely want to share with you guys tonight. But it's completely changed my life. Last summer, I was laid off from my corporate job, the job that I thought I had to get to be successful, bringing in a great salary that was stable, right? Like everyone says to get a great salary job, get your master's degree, do all the things, and then you get laid off from it anyway. That's BS, guys. That's BS. That's why we have this business. We're building a business because we're in control of the income and not a CEO of a company that's going to lay you off in the next round of layoffs. So I was actually laid off in 2015 before I even thought of this business or even knew what it was. And I kind of had that in the back of my head as I was building this. In case that ever happens again, I will now build a business from my phone to have that buffer, to have that plan B. And then it happened, which I probably like subconsciously knew it was going to happen again because nothing's stable. And it happened. And in that moment, I was triple diamond. So I'm like, I'm bringing in a $10,000 average a month paycheck. That was way more than my salary job that I went to school for forever. I'm just going to do this business full time. So last summer, June 2019, I decided to take this business full time and just give it a full shot. And in June 2020, I promoted as presidential. So in that year of growth process, I went from actually being paid as a diamond in December 2019. I lost my rank. I went down to diamond, and I went from diamond to presidential within those 6 months. So anything is possible, but you have to just be believing in yourself to get there. And I actually wrote last year on my dream board in June 2019, when I got laid off, I made a huge dream board on my wall of things I wanted to accomplish as I was taking my business full time. I wrote June 2020, buy a motorhome and travel the country. June 24th, 2020, a week before we went presidential, my fiance and I purchased a motorhome. He's now doing the business full time with me. And we just got 4 offers on our house, which we listed on Monday this week. That's like news no one knows yet, but by Saturday, we're going to be selling our house and we're going to be traveling the country full time in our motorhome come this fall. And I have goosebumps right now thinking about it. We are in Orlando right now. We're at Disney World. We can work this business full time from anywhere, which is why I started, right? I started because I wanted to take those vacations, not realizing that my life could just be the vacation. So it's been like a friggin' mind craze of like the last 3.5 years. And this is where we are right now. Sorry, I went on.
No, you are totally fine. I seriously loved everything you just said. I like was trying to take notes, but I was like, I just have to listen. Like, oh my gosh. And that was like one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to get Courtney on here with us tonight, is because I don't know if you guys heard her say this, but like she went from triple, got paid as diamond December of 2019, and within 6 months went presidential diamond. And that's exactly what my story looked like. Granted, our team hasn't gone presidential yet, but we're going presidential in October, which is next month, which woohoo, I'm excited to think about that. But I just wanted to get her on here and just to be able to kind of help me, I guess, like cast some belief on that, and then also talk about just how it feels to just simply not believe in yourself, because I even go through that. I'm a triple diamond, and I will be transparent with you guys and tell y'all that I have a hard time believing in myself sometimes. And that was another reason why I wanted her to get on here. So just so many things. I'm already loving this so much. I guess just the first couple questions that I wanted to ask was, I really like did not plan for this, which is unlike me. So I'm glad that you're good with that, because I was just kind of so scatterbrained. But basically, within like the growth season from you going triple, maintaining diamond to presidential, what do you feel like mentally changed? Because like there is always just like a shift. So like what was that shift for you, and like what did it look like basically?
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, this has been since I hit that submit button when I started the business 3.5 years ago. It's been a constant daily, up and down, right? Like, because you're doing things that isn't normal. And I mentioned that, like how it's not the status quo to build a business from your phone. My grandfather actually at his 75th birthday last weekend was saying to me that I'm considered part of the gig economy. I didn't even know that was a thing, but people who work from like their phone are the gig economy, like generation. Okay, cool. But that wasn't even a thing before. Like I didn't hear that until last weekend. And I was told like to get my master's degree. That was the thing my generation was told. I was grown up to go to school. So ever since I hit that submit button, I was doing something against the norm. And when you're doing something against the norm, you're going to have a lot of things that come into play, right? You're going to have environmental stressors, like people around you, the circle around you, your friends, your family. Your environment is going to be telling you one thing, and that's going to really like play back and forth with your emotions of what you want. Because once you start doing personal development, once you start promoting, once I went triple diamond, right? Let's just say from triple diamond to presidential, like you were just saying, once I went triple, I thought that was it, right? I thought that was it for me. I didn't even think when I started, I could get to triple. I was like, oh, let's see if I can make $100, because I had my friends and my family, my environmental stressors, like telling me differently. And then you have your internal debate, which is your self-doubts that you grow up with, things that you don't even know exist until you start building a business. It doesn't matter if we're building business from our phone or if we built a brick and mortar store. Going through the process of working a business and steadily building it and increasing it every single day is going to bring out some limiting beliefs that you had no idea were even there. So when we tell you guys, when you get started, the number one thing to do is personal development. That's not just like oh yeah, frou-frou, like social media business. Let's do some personal development and like be happy and self-love. Like it's everything. It's your like Band-Aid that's going to hold you together when you have those times when you hit triple and you had no idea you could even do that. And now you have to think about that next level. Right now I'm going through the same thing of hitting presidential and how the heck am I going to go ambassador? but we're just going to do the same exact thing we did every single day to build our business from distributor to executive, from executive to Ruby, and so on. You're doing the same thing, but your personal development and your self-belief has to get higher, right? Your self-doubt does not define who you are or what you do, right? So we have to stop putting that pressure on ourselves of, well, I don't think I can do that. I can't do this. Because guess what? Look at your track record in your life. Look at all the places you have gotten to that you had no idea you could even do. You started a business, right? That's more than millions of people in this world will actually even do. People are so afraid, I'm sure you talk to them every single day, to even hit the submit button. So you have one step above them already because you did it and you took that dive and you took that plunge. So with that being said, don't let that self-doubt of when you hit that promotion and you go on to that next promotion define you, because that's not who you are. You have the track record of figuring it out, and that's what you're going to keep doing. And that's going to take you from that triple diamond to presidential. In the process, it's not just about you anymore. As soon as you promote the first time from distributor executive, it's now about you casting that vision and pouring that personal development over your team and refreshing them. I had a team meeting the other night, and I was talking to them about thinking about every day you start and you have a cup, right? And it's empty. And in the morning, you need to fill that cup with energy, your personal development, with journaling, podcasts, anything, like go talking to a therapist, whatever it is for you, something that's going to fill your cup, because you need to be able to pour out that energy to people around you in your life. And think about the energy you're using every day. Say God gives you 100% energy, right? In the morning when you do your personal development. As you start going throughout your day and talking to your team and helping people, you're disposing of that energy. That 100% is going down to a 0 by the end of the day because you're giving that out. It's disposable energy. So the next morning when you wake up, you have to recharge it. You have to refill that cup every day to get you and help your team, right, at the same exact time. So that's the whole thing about any promotion, and it's just having that belief and having that Band-Aid of your personal development to hold you together in the times that it gets tough.
Yeah, I love that so much. And another thing that I wanted to add on to what she said was, if y'all are anything like me, whenever I got started, Shay, I guess, talked about personal development, but like it was nothing like we do now. And it was really Jade who was saying like, do personal development, watch The Secret. And I was like, Jade, I don't need no Shakespeare movie to tell me that I'm worth it. Like, I was like, I don't need that. And like, I'm literally not even lying to you guys. Like, that was my exact thought. I was like, I'm too good for that. I was like, I don't need it. And I went diamond, and it was so funny. And I vividly remember this. And I had went diamond, and Jade had always said like, you're not going to go diamond without personal development. And I went diamond. I messaged her on Facebook and I said, I went diamond and I didn't do personal development. And she read it and literally did not respond, you guys. And it was the funniest thing ever. And I'm like, I look back at it now and I'm like, did you really do that? Like, why are you like this? But you know, we all go through it. But I want to tell you guys that like after I went diamond and then I went double, I hit like really, like I had my first just kind of like wake up call really. And personal development is what kept me going. It is seriously what kept me pushing every single day, because after I finally gave in and watched The Secret, and I was like, oh wow, like I can, like, I'm worth more than diamond, I'm worth more than double. And like it was weird because like this is the most money in my family that like we've ever made. And like especially after I hit triple and I made more in 1 month than both of my parents combined make in 1 month, I was like, okay. And that's when it really, really started to just kind of like change. And that's when like the growth really like set in, I guess. So I love that so much. And like exactly like Alicia said, we all need personal development, even if we think we don't. Like that is so true. I did not think I needed personal development, but what I needed was for The Secret to slap me across the face, honestly, because that was, it literally just changed my entire business. So I love that seriously so much. That was so good. I just have like so many freaking questions. I hope this doesn't take long. But
I'm here all night.
Okay, cool. So the next thing I wanted to ask was kind of just I'm going to kind of bounce back and forth between like some different topics, I guess. And also if anyone has any questions, put them in the chat. That's a normal thing. And I have it open so I can look at them too. But what do you really think, like, obviously like the internal work of you going presidential was like personal development. What do you think was more of like an external thing, like something you did for like your team? I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, like Zooms and trainings and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So June 2019, right? It was when I went triple in February 2019. Yeah, we went triple. Yeah, right. I think yeah, February 2019. Then right? Yeah, Brett's in the background. Like, yep, February 2019. Okay, and then June 2019 is when I was laid off. So honestly, oh man, I should have wrote some of these things down because there's so many things. We did a lot, right? So we created our own community, and it's cool because me and Sabrina were just talking about this the other day, that we used to be on Zooms and it would just be me and her for like years, I felt like. And then out of nowhere, we have Zooms and we have weekly calls now, and it's like 30 plus people. And we're like, where did all these people come from? This is awesome. And the really cool thing is that these people on my team started doing their own Zooms, and then me and Sabrina weren't even getting invited. I'm like, what the heck? Like, let's get us on. But that's creating a community, right? So as you're promoting and the environment, right? The environment things as you're going to that next level, you need to realize first and foremost, it's not just about you, right? It's not just about your promotion. You can't go to your team and say like, I need you to do this so I can go presidential. I need you to do this so I can go ambassador. Yes, you can cast that vision. Like, I'm going to go ambassador, guys, we're doing it together. Our team's going ambassador, and then tell them each what their promotion's going to be, but you can't tell them they need to do something for you. It's not about you, it's about them. Remember that time, it's crazy as you start growing in the business and you realize, okay, now I'm going for pres, now I'm going for ambassador. You were super excited when you hit 400 club. Like, you were super excited when you hit executive. So find that excitement and that light that you see like in your own promotions and how great you feel, and put that, like, project that into your team. Every single person, this has happened in the last year too, since when I was going triple to presidential, whenever I signed a distributor, I automatically said this person's going to go diamond. That was like something I had to do. Like, it was a switch, and that really happened at the end of last year. So in like December 2019, I said when I was like paid diamond. I remember signing a girl who's on my team now and being like, she's going diamond. And that was the first person that I said that about. And she went diamond within 4 months. Everything changes when you cast that vision right away, right? That next person you sign up as a distributor and you train, it's not just, let me just send scripts and check in on her once a week. She's going diamond. He's going diamond. Whoever that next person you're going to sign, they're going diamond. So having that belief, it happened in December when I was diamond, and I said, if I want to make 2020 my year and like do big things with this business, every single person that joins me wants more, right? Once more than that executive pay or that distributor pay. Once more, they want diamond and above. That's when the check is huge and substantial and life-changing. So that was one thing. Another thing is we did a lot of power hours, but I noticed that I had to make that shift from me running everything and me doing everything to my team taking control for their own businesses as well, like power hours, working their business, doing team trainings. Like, it was honestly within this last year, this last 9 months, that I finally opened up my trainings to more than just me talking. So if you can do that right away, like, I highly suggest that. If you're a diamond and you're going double, or if you're going triple diamond, presidential diamond, look at who on your team is crushing it with distributors, with loyal customers. Ask them to do a training for your team. We do powwows every Thursday night where it's 3 people who are killing it in that last week in the business, and they come on, they share their story. It's kind of like a mini Destination Diamond that Jade does, but it can be like a brand new person too. And they come in, they share their story. It's 3 of them, and then they give a tip of how they've been enrolling in the last week. And that's changed everything. We started doing that in June, or was it May? And all summer, it's been so good because that created that community. And from there, creating that small little community with our team, it's growing off into them hosting their own power hours, them doing their own trainings. Does that make sense? I hope I didn't go off too far.
No, that makes complete sense. I actually love that. And I like what you said about how like you opened up your trainings and stuff. Cause that was like honestly, like I kind of had like the reverse of that. Like I felt I was like, my team doesn't care what I have to say. They just want to hear from like Shay, Courtney Moore, Morgan McIntyre, like all like the big people. I was like, they don't care what my tips are. And it was honestly like recently that I was looking at just like, well, I don't remember when it was, but I was looking at my YouTube and I was looking at like past videos, and it was like week after week after week, I never talked. Like I would talk like this, but I would never actually like do a training for my team. And then I was like, like I have like a lot of stuff like in my head. Like I should probably like do a training with my team, which is literally what they're supposed to do, or what we're supposed to do. And I love that you said that though, because like I said, I had the opposite feeling. So it's like cool to see how someone had the opposite of mine, I guess, because I was like, they don't like me. Oh my God,
We
and
need
just
your
like,
green personality telling us the comp plan and charting, because I hate it.
exactly. Yeah. I'm like, I'm just going to tell you guys how to read the comp plan and make the most money and organize, like every week. It's like my favorite thing to do, but I love that so much. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to ask was, obviously you said that through like the course of like your journey and everything here, you hit multiple periods in your business where you just like stayed. And I kind of want you to just like go over like, I mean, whatever you want to, honestly, but really just like your mindset through that. Because I mean, if I'm just going to be honest, like when I lost triple for the first time, I was like, dang, like that sucks. And then it was like, okay. And then I lost double. And then I was like, wow, great. Okay. It just like mentally was not there. And then we rearranged triple. The next month I lost it. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I not doing, And it really took like a toll on my mindset. And it honestly came out recently where I was like, holy crap, like I don't believe in myself anymore. And I'm so glad that like now I can recognize that and I can be like, okay, this is how we're going to fix it. Because I mean, we could just be going down a little rabbit hole of not believing in yourself, and we're not doing that. We got big goals, you guys. So I just kind of want you to just kind of like to go over like that part of your journey, and yeah, just share all your tips for that.
Yeah, there's so many different things with that. So I actually worked through a lot of this with my therapist. I see a therapist regularly because like, guys, I just, a lot of things came up from my past that I had no idea were even there. Like I said, as I was promoting and making more money than I ever even thought was possible. So it brings out a lot. And the first thing is, like you were just saying, is belief. And I finally stemmed that back to when I was growing up. My dad actually had $1 million, was a millionaire at one point in my teenage years. But he also suffers with addiction issues. So he lost it very quickly to addiction issues. So I saw the growth of having a substantial income quickly, getting my first car from him, all these great, amazing things, and then it all going away. So a lot of the times when I'm hitting that next promotion, I find that I don't even know it, but a lot of my things that hold me back in my head are that I'm going to lose it again, right? I wake up that next day so happy that I hit that next rank, and then I'm like, okay, now it's just going to be all gone next month. Like, why do we self-sabotage right away? Why, when something good happens, I was just saying this to Brett the other day, something great happens, okay, now something wrong is going to happen. Why? Like, that's just self-limiting beliefs. That's self-doubt. That's things coming up from your past that you have no control over, but you can control how you start to think. So there's this app called I Am, and I have it on my phone, and it reminds me every hour of self-affirmation. And Brett and I actually say it out loud together. So it started becoming a thing in our relationship where we say it out loud together. And when you actually say it out loud, it's 7 times more likely to be true. So you start to feel better about yourself. Yeah, I Am app, it's free. It's amazing. That, and I started journaling like Jade does. So I never actually journaled. I journal like on the morning Zooms where we write like, Lord, teach me and stuff like that. But Jade actually goes in whenever she has doubts from like her past and things come up, and when she feels like she's not worthy, and she writes down why she feels that way. And then as she starts writing it down, like she starts to what's the word? She starts to look at them like, wait, that's not true though. And that's not true though. Like I got to this rank. I didn't even think I could get to triple, right? It's not going to go away. I'm just going to keep going on to that next thing. Like you write it down, like you're talking to yourself and you put it onto that paper. And now it's no longer on your mind and on your, like in your head. It's not going to stress you out all day. The fact that you're going to lose it all one day, you're going to be working through this every day. You're writing things down. You're doing self-affirmations. A huge thing for me to go from triple to believe that I was worth going presidential was I also had to put Post-it notes all over my house. So if you ever went over my house in the last year, you saw Post-it notes on my fridge, next to my toilet paper roll, on my mirror, and it just says, I am worthy. I have a $20,000 a month check. Now it says I am ambassador. Like all these things I just keep updating. And the same thing with the dream board, casting that vision. The Secret is a crazy movie to watch in the first 10 minutes. You're like, what the heck am I watching? But by the end of it, it completely changes your life. And having that power to understand that every thought that you have is really will control you and determine how you're feeling. Like your thoughts are so freaking powerful. So if you keep saying things out loud, if you keep reading things of what you want and how it'll make you feel more worthy of accomplishing those. I lost rank a bunch of times in the last 3.5 years. And every time when I look back and I say like, I like audit my business and see like what was going on then, I just shut down. Those thoughts were so powerful that I did not do daily things to work my business. I remember in my first year when I was stuck from Emerald to go to Diamond that I didn't even work my business probably for a couple weeks. Like if you look back at my page of October 2017, I probably have like no posts. That's how you know I wasn't working my business because there was nothing on my social media. So when you feel those self-doubt feelings and you know when they happen, the first thing you have to do is to start doing your daily affirmations, start journaling, pour into yourself even harder. Every day you should have a bar, like a limit that you set for every business activity that you do and self-development that you do. In some seasons, when you feel a little down more than usual, you're going to have to up the bar for your personal development. In some seasons, when we're promoting really hard, like right now with these bonuses, you're going to up the level with your daily business activities. But you have to have that minimum threshold. You cannot not do something for your business growth every single day and for your personal health growth every single day. You have to. It has to be non-negotiables. So whenever I lost my rank, I lost my belief. And I shut down in my business as a result of it. I like went into an armadillo, like rolled up in a ball and didn't do anything. And the hardest thing and the worst thing you can do for yourself, speaking from experience, is to not send that damn message because it's so hard. It's so hard if you take a couple of days off from your business to hit the send button again. Once you're in a flow, right? You're doing your KPI list, you're working your business every day. Once you're in that flow, it's steady and it's like it's shaking hands, like snapping. But once you stop, it's for some reason, it really messes with your head. And it's so hard to just, hey, quick question somebody, or ask someone to do a host post, anything like that. It's so hard to send that next message. So don't stop. You're going to have the times when you have a busy day that you slow down a little bit. Remember, you have to have that minimum threshold, but just never, ever stop with your business.
Yeah, I love that. That was so good. I have I have a lot of things I want to add on to that. Actually, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So the first thing was whenever you were talking about how like you see a therapist and you were like talking and like things were like unplugging from your past. I literally, so like you were talking about how like your dad used to be a millionaire and then he lost it and that like connected something in my head that I didn't even know I had. And I was like, wait a second. And I was like, hang on, because when I was like 8 years old, my dad got laid off, and in my family, my mom's always been the breadwinner. I don't think my family watches my training, so sorry, Dad, if you hear that, but she is. So my mom's always been the breadwinner, and when my dad got laid off, it was like just like money problems, you know, and like the one thing was like, I mean, I could just go into a whole different story on that, but my dad got laid off, end of story. That's what happened. And I was thinking about that and I was like, maybe that's like a money disbelief that I have, you know? And I was like, holy crap. And I like literally wrote it down on a sticky note. I'm like, I'm gonna have to pray on that one later, because that one like hit me in a different way. And I was like, wait, that was crazy. And the next thing I wanted to say was, whenever you were talking about how, like, when you are feeling down and you have to go into those affirmations, I'm just going to give you guys like 2 personal examples that literally happened last week, because I only think a couple people know that this happened. So basically, I woke up one day and I literally woke up from a dream that I had lost everything and that I was homeless. And I literally, like, it was like 5 years, however long, like, flashed before my eyes. I lost my business. My boyfriend broke up with me. I lost all my friends and I had no money and I was literally homeless. And I woke up and I was like, oh my God. And I just like started going into like a literal panic. Sorry, someone's FaceTiming me. I literally going into like a literal panic, and I literally got up out of my bed and I looked in the mirror and I was like, you are a badass. You are amazing. And I was like yelling, whispering to myself because I just like needed to hear it in that moment. And it was insane. And then another thing that happened the next night, also, this is so funny that you said this. I'm assuming you use the KPI list because you said that. We just started implementing that as a team, which is so crazy because obviously you had no idea. And I was like, whoa, that was weird. But the reason why I started implementing it, I guess, and just like sharing it with everyone was, I literally, the next night after I had that dream that I was literally homeless, I woke up or in my dream, I was sitting right here at my desk and I had that KPI list printed out and I had everything checked off. And when I looked up, my e-suite switched over from paid as triple to paid as presidential. And I literally woke up and I was like, oh my God, I'm going president. It was like that belief, like confirmation from God that I needed, that like, holy crap, it's happening. And then I was like, I need to figure out what a KPI is and like everything about that. And then 2 hours later, I got invited to a Zoom with Amber Parker as she was going over the KPI list. And I was like, God, stop it. Like, holy crap. It was insane. I like had chills all over my body because I was like, God is real and he loves me. Like, I was just so excited the entire day, but it was seriously so freaking crazy. So sorry, just had to go over that real quick because that was just so many different things that you said all at once. And I was like, what the heck? Why, how is this happening? I love that seriously so much. Okay. Trying to think about my question that I had for you, because of course I freaking lost it. Basically, I don't want to take up too much more of y'all's time, and if I think of anything, I'm obviously just going to ask you so that I have you here. But what are just some last minute tips, I guess, on just enrolling, rallying the troops, and just even like speaking to, like, you can speak to me all you want, but even speaking to our girls, because we have so many girls that are set up to go triple, diamond, double, all of the promotions. Just like, what would you say to them to ensure that this happens by the end of the month, basically?
Yeah, so we actually started using the KPI list maybe like 2 weeks ago. I've been using it consistently for the last 2 weeks, and I've seen such great results from it. So guys, definitely, if you have not started doing that, implement that. It's simple, because once you have a team, right? Once it's not just you anymore, as you're hitting executive and above, you sometimes, right, get lost in the activities of helping everyone on your team, and you forget to work your own business at the end of the day. So the KPI list assures that you actually get your business activities done, and then you help your team as well. It should be 20% of you helping your team and 80% working the business, they say, right? Someone was just talking about that yesterday on a Zoom, or today someone was talking about it. So you have to make sure that you are constantly growing your own business, because at the end of the week, if you helped all your new distributors that you just signed with $24 kits get their fast starts, that's awesome. But if you haven't signed anyone yourself, right? If you haven't done anything yourself, it's going to come at halt, right? They can keep taking off, but you need to keep growing to get to that next level. So to go from diamond to double diamond to triple, you need to constantly be growing your business. There was another switch that flipped in me to become like number 86 income earner in the company this year. I know, I 100% know why that is. And that took place when Jade said that she enrolls anywhere from 10 to 15 distributors a month, and I was only enrolling like 3, right? This was all of 2019. I looked at everyone on my team, I looked at myself, and I looked at our numbers for enrollment. My average, I think, for distributors every month was around like 3 or 4, and then the next person under me was like 2 a month on my team. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And there was tons of people on my team who weren't enrolling any distributors. So I noticed for a very long time, all the way up to triple diamond, that I focused on helping everyone enroll customers and high volume customers. And that's great. But to really have that explosion and hit that next level, you have to switch that focus to be enrolling distributors and bringing in teammates. This year, every single month, I have not brought in less than 10 distributors. Some months as high as 25. So making that switch that you're going to now become a mass distributor enroller is going to take you to the next level. And if you are implementing a task list, you're going to keep your business accountable. You're going to stay accountable for yourself. And then if you are pouring into your team everything that you're learning through your personal development and at your own journey, and you're sharing that, that's going to take them to that next level. It's going to cast that vision. So cast the vision, be that mass enroller, show your team how to do it too. Like that's like the number one thing. As soon as you find something, share it. And then encourage all of your teammates if you have team chats and things like that to share what's working to enroll. So we have tons of team chats. Mine are divided out mainly kind of by legs on my chart. And we encourage everyone in that chat to act like it's their chat. So if you find a training, if you see something that's impactful, send it in that chat. If you have a message that's working, send it in the chat. Create that community with the girls that are in your area, even if they're sideline sisters and they're not on your chart, and learn from each other. You can go to every training. You can be on this Zoom right now and be like, yes, but you have to actually take those tools that we give you and apply them to your business and help everyone on your team do the same exact thing. So be that mass enroller, apply the KPI list, help your team do the same, duplicate. Another thing that we just started doing, Telegram chat has a way to set a chat just for announcements. It's called I forget what it's called actually. I can tell you later, but I started sending all of the Zooms and anything I find in recordings in there, and it goes out to my team. I think Ashley Mayfield was talking about this the other day in one of our chats, but now all my team has those tools. Where do I find the Zooms? Where do I find the trainings? Where do I find the personal development? Where can I find that stuff? It's all in one place. It's getting broadcast. That's what it's called. You can broadcast things out to everyone and in one little message. So now, and no one else, it's not a huge chat where they keep getting messages in it. So that's really been helpful for keeping everyone in the loop and staying close to the fires, because hot coals burn together, right? Closer together. And then just pouring that value, guys, right back into your business and into your team and into yourself. Always keep filling that cup and go through. If anything spoke out to you, in your head tonight, or wow, I didn't realize, Cheyenne was just saying, I didn't realize that was a limiting belief for me. Go work through that. You have to work through it. You can't push it under the rug. For the longest time in my life, I put things under the rug, right? And it all built up. I actually suffered with depression and anxiety. I have suffered with depression and anxiety. And it came out again after I hit presidential. And I've actually been working through it the last couple months, and you wouldn't even know, honestly. But it's something that I pushed so many things under the rug for so long. And when I hit that next level, they all came out. It all came flooding in. It's all those self-doubts that tell you can't get to that next level, right? You can't do that. You can't do that. You went high enough. It all came out. So if I worked through that, I'm doing amazing right now, and you guys can get through anything, I promise you, but you have to make sure that you start right now, if you haven't, and figure out what's going on in your mind and journal and write about it. Jade talks about tapping. So if you look up EFT tapping on YouTube, you can do that at home, and it really helps as well. It's all natural ways to relieve stress. I also do sleep meditations. So if you go through a lot of stress or anxiety or anything like that, depression, look up the Amanda Francis sleep meditation. I bought this head thing. It's a soft headband off of Amazon. It was $20 and it has Bluetooth in it. And I listen to that meditation every single night. And it's actually about loving money and money coming in and accepting it. Yeah, it's changed everything. I listen to it every night. It makes me fall asleep within 10 minutes. And then all night I'm hearing things like money is coming in. You love, you're abundant. And it really helps. It really helps as I'm sleeping, reprocess things that I battle every single day as someone who promoted to a rank I didn't even think was possible, right? So just armor up. You can do it. I promise you, if I can do this, you guys can do this, and just get yourself ready for that next level, because you all deserve it.
Yeah, I seriously love that. Was so good. Also, send me this Amazon link for this head.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Yeah,
my second one. I lost one on the
so
plane,
cool.
so this is my second one.
Yeah. So, and then it's the Amanda Francis just sleep meditation.
Yeah, it's 8 hours. It's free.
Haha. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. Know what I'm getting tonight. But yeah, so after I'll try to find it on Amazon myself, but I'll definitely share it with you guys because I'm super interested in that. But yeah, I also love what you said about tapping. So I'm the type of person, like, I don't know if this is my color personalities or what, but like you guys, when Jade came on whatever Facebook Live or Zoom and she was talking about tapping, I was like, Jade, honey, honey. And then I did it for myself and I was like, holy crap, like this is crazy. And I was in the shower, so I knew no one could hear me and no one could see me. And I was in there and I was like, I am abundant. I love my life. And I was just in there tapping and like touching like all of these like different like points that it tells you to do. And like I literally had my phone like hanging outside of it just so I could see because I had no idea what I was doing. And now like I'll randomly like be tapping and Sean is like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm meditating. Don't interrupt me. Like I'm in Zen right now, okay? And it's just so funny though, but I seriously love that so much. This was so good. I hope you guys took so much information off of this because I mean I definitely did it for myself. But I love this so much. I'm definitely gonna look up broadcast because that's super cool. You said that was the name of it, right?
Yeah, so Telegram chat, and then you can hit it like a new chat, and it's called broadcasting. So no one else can write in it, but you can send out a mass message. I've been doing like announcements about promotions and everything going on.
Yeah.
I just started this like a week ago, but it's been working
Okay.
really well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely try to do, or I'll definitely set that up. Not try, I'm doing it. Don't know why that came out of my mouth. But another thing I wanted to say was for anyone that has not heard about this KPI list, you guys, please do the KPI list. If you need a different checklist, I have like a couple different versions of it because, you know, green. So just text me and I can send it to you guys. But I had that dream about me waking up to being presidential. It was a week ago today. And I have been doing the KPI list ever since that day. And I've enrolled 3 distributors and a customer this month, but I also enrolled a customer and a couple DTs at the end of last month since doing this. So like, please just look at it, give it a shot, definitely try it. And then another thing that she said that I wanted to touch on too was how you were talking about 80/20, like working your business. And like, I never thought of it that way, but they were talking about how like sometimes like we are just working our business so much more, like helping other people than growing your own business. And I was like, that is so true. Like I am constantly just like helping my team because I'm not going to like ignore y'all. Like I would ignore a potential before I ignored you guys. So, and it's just kind of like finding that balance between working your own business and also mentoring others. And that just comes with, what is it called? Time management? Yeah, I was gonna say time development, but I was like, that's not the right word. But just setting a schedule, figuring out what's gonna be good for you and everything. And I seriously love that so much. I'm just gonna wait for a couple more seconds to see if anyone has any other questions. But I appreciate you hopping on with us so much, especially you're in freaking Disneyland or Disney World, whichever one of them. I'm
Yes,
so
Disney
jealous.
World.
Gosh,
It's
I've
amazing.
never been. I'm just gonna